Hello guys, and today we are going to be reviewing Forza Horizon 2 on the Xbox 360. As a lot of you know, this game got a lot of bad reviews because it was compared to its older brother, which is the one on Xbox One, and I felt really bad for the game because after playing it for nearly 8 hours, although I see its flaws, there's not many of them, and I don't think it deserves to be criticised in the way that it did. So today I'll be telling you whether or not you should buy this game, whether or not it's worth your hard-earned cash. So let's get into it. First major thing you'll notice when you come into the game is the car list. Now the car list isn't the same as the Forza Horizon on Xbox One. No, the Forza Horizon 2 on Xbox One, mainly because they run on different engines, which is the other big difference. This runs on the engine that Forza Horizon 1 run at, so if you're a fan of Forza Horizon 1, you'll be instantly in love with this because it features the exact same sort of graphic system and all that. And the Xbox One uses the physics, the graphics and all that from Forza 5. And that's where the car list comes from as well. So the car list on here is just a modified version of the Forza Horizon, which is in itself quite disappointing. What I was expecting with this game was the Horizon car list maybe mashed with most of the cars from Forza 4, giving it a bit of an extra push on the car list that it needed from Forza Horizon. And what I didn't see was that extra push. It's like they didn't really make an effort with the car list, and they kind of rehashed the same ones that they had in the last game, which, coming from a non-biased point of view, is kind of a bit annoying due to the fact that now it feels more like a DLC than a new game. It does have some new cars in, and the barn finds are pretty amazing. I've got them all, and I'll be doing a video on them later on in the week or the month, depending on how long it comes out. So stick around for that. But I mean, apart from that, there's a couple of sweet cars. This is one of them. This is my favourite car. Very happy to see this in the game. And it's got some really cool hypercars. And I'll go through the cars list in a video as well. As soon as they come out, there'll be a link in the description if you watch this later on. The next thing I want to point out is the map. Now the map is actually really nice. I do love the map. It may not be the most detailed with the amount of trees that are popping on it, as you can probably tell. It may also not feature the most brightest of colours, again, as you can probably tell from the gameplay. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a really lovely map. It's got the nice corners that you want, nice little off-road sections that everyone needs, and obviously the nice straights for people who just like to floor their cars. I just prefer to go around city, and well, not this one, there's one called Nice. I'm pretty sure it's based on the actual town Nice. That's around the corner from here, which I'm going to drive to today, and I love drifting around there, so we're just going to head off to there. Linking with the map, the graphics on it, again, as I said, same graphics engine as Forza Horizon, but it does seem like it's a bit more fine-tuned, especially with the new light and dark, like nighttime aspects of it. Seems like they've really polished it up. Same with the damage engine. It seems like a lot more, first of all, realistic, and secondly, actually decent. But flaws with the map, I gotta say, there are a lot of dark areas. For example, areas that you just can't drive through, and it's like invisible walls. I call them dark areas. So a lot of them in the map. I've seen about 20 so far. The map's pretty big, I'll give it that. And there's a lot to do on it. Move on to the next point I have. The next thing I'm going to analyse is the races itself. I guarantee you won't be getting anywhere in Forza Horizon if you're not going to do any of the races. So the races themselves are actually pretty good. Very balanced, very nice, depending on what driving style you're into, whether you want a casual racer or if you're a hardcore racer. It will suit your purposes. The other cool thing about the races is a lot of racing games these days just get really tiresome and boring because you do all the races and then the only way to do them is to do them again. Now, this sort of tackles the problem by saying there are actually 40 races in each section, even though there's only 4, and because there are 10 car classes, you end up racing every car class at least once in the same race. This adds a bit of a variety to the race, also a bit more tactic, because the slower cars are obviously going to go better around corners, rather than the fast ones. You're going to try and analyse in the straights as well. Some races actually incorporating a lot of dirt, which isn't the best for supercars, so it really spices up the gameplay a lot. And apart from that, that's pretty much all I've got to say on the neutral points. Like, you know, not really good, not really bad, you know. Time to move on to the good points that I prefer. Because it's based on the Forza Horizon engine, and it's also got a couple of cars from Forza 4 that I liked. It's actually a nice, refreshing blend of old and newish. It mixes the two games. That means any fan from the Xbox 360 Forza franchise at all will be able to play this game and enjoy it. I think that's a massive thing. For most people who play Forza, they move on to Forza 5, but if you're still on the Xbox 360, you've been playing Forza 4 and Forza Horizon, and this is a nice blend of the two games, and I think that really benefits this game quite well. On that, I give it a very good mark. Also, the actual effort, the company that took over this game could have just said, oh no, we're not going to do night and day, we're not going to do this, that and the other to copy the Horizon on Xbox One. But they did, they put the effort in. I think that's really nice because it actually worked quite well. Also the new menu, very nice, very open, very colourful. It shows you everything you want to know, and it's there, you know. I also love the fact that you can now switch cars in free roam, which is one of the different aspects from Forza Horizon 1. And these perks as well haven't really benefited in them, but I've got every single one of them, so I mean, I can't really complain. Apart from that, very, very nice layout, very, very nice section. Also, the last pointer for the really good parts is the online. As far as I can tell, I've done a couple of races, done an open lobby. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't too laggy. It definitely had improved from Forza Horizon 1, and they definitely brought back a lot of my favourite things, and also the car meet type thing that they did there. That's really cool. Now to the not so good parts. This is for the people who just want to dig at the game. You can comment in the description, like, yeah, I agree with you on this one, and then rant about it for half an hour. But these are just little snippets that I picked up. First of all, there's no tuning. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal if it was the first game in the franchise. I didn't have a problem with it in Forza Horizon 1, bit disappointed, but you know, it wasn't a big deal. It's their first time in the game. Let's play the game. I was like, oh, no, it's fine. This should have had it in. Now, even if it's on last gen, it should have had it in. They should be able to get it in by now. They had it in Forza 3. I think they had it in Forza 2. I didn't really. If they did, I didn't use it in Forza 2. But we've had it for quite a while in the Forza franchise. You should have been able to shoehorn it in. It would have made it a hell of a lot better, and you would have got a lot less criticism for the game. Probably people wouldn't care as much about the other things I'm going to mention if you had actually added this in. The second one is obviously the car list. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this in the neutral and this area as well is because, despite the fact that it is a neutral, the car list should have been bigger. Now, I give them, a lot of slack on the fact that, it's a mixture of a bit of Forza 4 and a lot of Forza Horizon. But I can't do too much because, again, it would be fine on the first game, on the second game. On the second game in the franchise, you can't make the mistake you made in the first game. You just won't get anywhere. People will think you're not trying. Now, as far as I can tell, these two things have been sold in Forza Horizon 2 on Xbox One, which makes me believe that they really didn't care about this game. This was a game that, was a money cop-out, and that's what I think is the problem. If they cared about the game, they might put these aspects in the game. The third one is the weather. Not a big deal, to be honest, if you ask me. I don't see a problem with the weather system not being in the game. But I know some people will be very, very disappointed to know that the aspects of weather that was advertised in the advert for it with for Forza Horizon 2 isn't actually even in Forza Horizon 2 on the lower gen. Now obviously the lower gen can have the capacity to do it. We already know that. We can't basically beg for things we'll never get, but you know, it's a bit annoying how you don't advertise it if it's not going to be on in the game at all for one section. It's like Lego Marvel advertising Iron Man to be in the game and it only be in the console version and not in the DS. And that's a very unlikely situation, but you can't advertise that if it's not going to be. And if you are going to advertise it, make sure you tell people that, don't just like wait for them to buy the game. The other points that I have against this game, there is a section of the map I'm about to show you now. There's a section right down here, and this is like the most like drifted section of the map in the entire game. You go all the way down to here, go all the way down there, you go around these things around here. But right here, where the road is going down, you can see the road there. It starts to turn around here. It doesn't exist. That place doesn't exist. It's been barricaded off here, and this bit is just like a unrendered mess, and that should have been something in the game, even if you didn't know they were working on it. Luckily enough, the airport is able to go in, as you can see by the fact it's got a credit thing there, and you know, 2 more borders there, but that should have been a thing whether you like it or not, because that is like one of the biggest areas in the entire game, and you're just going to turn that away. I feel like that's something that was completely unnecessary. Little smaller things now we're going to go into nitpicking. The paint jobs in Forza 5 could have been implemented into this game. The wheel system could have been implemented into the game. There are no, as far as I've checked, there are, for every car, there are no drivetrain conversions. There might be 1 or 2, I think, but for the standard cars in Forza 4 and Forza Horizon, like, this is downgrading. Forza Horizon, I got a 4-wheel drive Fiesta. I bought a Fiesta thinking that I could do 4-wheel drive, wouldn't let me. I bought a Subaru Impreza expecting to be able to put it into rear-wheel drive, wouldn't let me. And it is, you know, I can't have some of my favourite cars in this game because they're front-wheel drive and I won't use them. So you kind of took that away. Also, engine transplants. A lot of the common engine transplants have been taken away. Like the Volkswagen Beetle, the car that I thought I'd be able to put a Golf engine, a Scirocco engine. Nope, you have to keep the stock engine. There's a black space if you didn't see that. You have to put the stock engine in. Have to roll with a 200 brake horsepower stock engine that does not drift for the life. I now have a cruise car. I don't even use cruise cars, so it's really disappointing. And the fact that in Forza 5 you could put a V8 in it, and in Forza 4 you could put a Scirocco engine in it, Scirocco R engine in it. It's a shame to see it be downgraded to that, which also means that my pleasure in tuning cars, like even slightly, like not even like proper tuning, like this thing has had pleasure taken away from it due to the unnecessary elements removed from the game. Now, as far as I can tell, I'm pretty sure these aspects that I've mentioned are all in the Xbox One version. Like every single negative I've had, I'm pretty sure they've been fixed in the Xbox One version. The only other thing I can say about this game really is there's something else. Oh my god, I forgot it. Damn it. I'll put it in the comment section if I remember. But yeah, to give my review on the game, depending on who you are, I'm actually going to do 2 reviews because there are 2 ways you can look at this game. The first way is the new to Forza Horizon 2 game. Now, this game basically probably played Horizon 1, maybe not even played Forza in their entire life, played Forza 4 possibly, and it's still on Xbox 360. Now, if you're in that situation, you don't think you're going to be getting Xbox One, you think you're going to get a PS4, or you just know you're not going to get an Xbox One for quite a while. Maybe you know you're not going to get one this year for Christmas, even you just know it's going to be in the future, not even like before Forza 6 comes out, and you're just there like, I need my fix of racing games, and this this is a good game. It does the job. It has everything you really want from a racing game. It's got a nice car list. It's got a good money system, and it's nice, pretty graphics. You know, keeps a lot of the aspects from a game you've already played, you already know. Very, very good. If you're like that, then yes, this game is worth getting, because that's what I did. I knew I wasn't getting an Xbox One anytime soon-ish, but recently that has changed since I bought the game. So I mean, unlucky me, but and I needed a new racing game to play because I completed the crew and I done pretty much everything in the crew, and you know, so I decided to buy this, and it's worth it. I'm still playing it after 8 hours of like, that's like 5 days since I've got it. 8 hours since I turned it on. So I mean, it's a good game. The other way you can look at it though is an Xbox One game. You're an Xbox One gamer and you don't know whether you should save the extra dollars, pounds, depending on where you are, to get the game. Now, if you are that, or maybe you've got the game and your friends are telling you to get on Xbox 360, I wouldn't get it. If you've got an Xbox One, then I don't see the point in splashing out a bit of extra cash just to get a game with a hell of a lot less downgraded, more downgraded than the game that you could buy for a couple of dollars. But seriously, like, it's not worth saving the money for. The main reason is just, for me, customization, like the tuning, the wheels, the paint jobs. I can't put the carbon fiber paint job I was looking forward to on. I can't put a Beetle in in engine conversion. I can't put a Subaru in rear-wheel drive. I can't put a Fiesta in four-wheel drive like a Gymkhana car. I can't do my basic things that I love doing on Forza, and that disappoints me in the game. I don't really have much to say about the graphics or anything. The graphics don't bother me. I've talked about that in my crew video, for fuck's sake. Graphics aren't the thing, gameplay is the thing, and the fact that gameplay has been limited in this game really sucks. So, for the Xbox 360 gamer who hasn't played the Xbox One version and isn't planning on getting the Xbox One version, I would say this game is about a 7. Very good overall game. If you haven't played or don't want the Xbox One version, then you know it's a good overall game. You don't have to compare it to the game. If you're an Xbox One gamer, then I would give Forza Horizon 2 on Xbox One about an 8 or a 9, about an 8.5, sorry, and I would give this game a 5.5, maybe 6, pushing to 6, because honestly, if they were going to do it, I wish they'd put more time and effort into it. Otherwise, they should have just left it. And I'm not even kidding. Like, when I get Forza Horizon 2, I'm just going to give this to Orion or something. I'm not even going to sell it. I don't think it's worth him paying money for it, personally. I'd rather just give it to him knowing that at least he won't feel like he might have wasted his money. Because I'm not saying that I do feel like I'm wasting money because I bought this pre-owned. But, I mean, like, they could have easily solved it by having a second disc that you have to download. And I know I hate discs that have to be downloaded, but I would have done it for this game, and they didn't do it, and they just didn't put the time and effort into this game. Even though it's a good game, they didn't do that, and I'm really disappointed. So I'd just like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, and I just want to end it on me fixing my car. But you know what? I've ended it on one of the most annoying things about this game. When I go into the car menu once every 5 goes, this happens, and this freezes my game. I have to turn off my Xbox and turn it back on. Legitimately, this is, I don't know if it's my copy or if it's my Xbox, or I can't say if it is or not, but this has happened at least 20 times now. It's getting slightly annoying. Apart from that, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button. Leave your opinion of the game down below, and if this has helped you in any way, then please tell me. I'd love to know. I'm going to eat a marshmallow now. I'll see you guys in the next